When there is a toxic person in our lives, we usually don't realize it. Their web of control has already reached into our very thought processes. It's an endless cycle where they spin us in a game of guilt, manipulation, and control. And it's growing more common. According to Lindsay Lyon, staff writer at U.S. News, 1 out of 16 people have some kind of narcissistic experience in their lives. Many of us are haunted by toxic friends. We find them at work or in school, maybe even within our own families. They are people we look up to and admire, or people we see as our peers. The truth is, toxic people are everywhere. It is up to us to identify them for who they are so that we don't have to be their victims. Not long ago, I was caught in a web of a toxic friend. This web was spun for a few years before I realized what was happening to me. I wasn't just trapped. I was so absorbed in this friend's toxic world that I could not see the psychological and physical damage it was causing. For the purpose of this message, I want to encourage you to identify the toxic friends in your life so that you can begin the process of healing yourself and moving forward. To start, I want to show you 3 reasons why you should tell your toxic friend goodbye. First is to stop being emotionally drained. Second, take back your identity. And third, move forward with your life. Let's start with the first item and learn what it means to be emotionally drained and how to stop it from happening. One sign of being emotionally drained is the lack of sleep due to feeling worn out and sick. According to Sherry Carter, a psychologist and contributor to Psychology Today, these toxic people are emotional vampires who, quote, suck all the positive energy out of us to fuel their relentless hunger for negativity, leaving us drained, exhausted, and unhappy, close quote. They feed off your emotions like a vampire feeds on blood, leaving you without energy and sometimes feeling physically ill. Second, you will focus better on tasks throughout the day. When you get a better night's sleep, you will be able to focus on work, school, and any other tasks with more energy and purpose. The reason why you will be able to sleep better at night and focus better during the day is because you will not be worrying about what your toxic friend might do or say. The anxiety they cause results from their verbal manipulation of your emotions and thought patterns. It is also important to know that emotional anxiety can lead to physical ailments. From Aaron Hutkin, we learn that toxic relationships not only hurt psychologically, but they can also be physically damaging. It is not uncommon for a toxic friend to cause physical illness due to excess amounts of stress they cause. Another reason to tell your toxic friend goodbye is to take back your identity. I had felt like I had lost myself when my emotional friend took over my life. I forgot who I was, and as a result, became lost in my own purpose in life. So the next step is to recover what you like to do. These toxic friends thrive on pulling you into their world where they make and break the rules. You often find yourself doing things they want you to. Take some time to remember the things that you liked to do before that toxic person entered your life. This could be reading or taking walks or eating out. Reconnect with who you were before. Next is to start thinking for yourself again. This is the ultimate goal. This happens slowly over time. We are conditioned to hide our own opinions so as to not upset our toxic friend. Eventually we begin to lock that opinion from our thought patterns, leaving only the toxic person's twisted logic. Ann Davis from the Huffington Post calls them bullies. She says, quote, they use your emotions to attack you. Your morale gets destroyed and you end up psychologically damaged. Don't let the fear of your toxic friend keep you from having your own thoughts and opinions. This fear is very real. Over time, our toxic friends train us by triggering a fear response in our minds. We are afraid to bring up topics or share our own feelings about anything, really. because we know that the toxic friend will disagree. They like to make us feel small, stupid, weak, and insignificant. As far as they are concerned, their own thoughts and opinions are what ultimately matters, not yours. Next, the next step is to find out who you are again. We lose ourselves when a toxic person takes residence in our lives. Don't avoid a movie because you know they don't like romantic comedies. If you like a good chick flick once in a while, then watch one. When you go to the gym, avoid the exercises you did together. If you want to do squats instead of bench presses, then do them. If you enjoy reading history books and your toxic friend didn't, then go to the library and pick up a history book. Yet another reason to tell your toxic friend goodbye is so that you can be free to move forward with your life. Your life is a gift. You have talents and ambitions. Don't let anyone with a negative agenda hold you back. Which brings us to point number 3, which is you need to move forward with your life. Start a new hobby or finish a project that you already started. These are productive ways to fill your time and keep your thoughts away from the toxic friend. Train for a 5K, draw in a sketchbook, paint the coffee table, or visit a museum. Find something you enjoy and do it. Dr. Sherry Campbell, a licensed psychologist, suggests taking up a physical hobby. She says, "It is amazing what physical activity can achieve during such a stressful time. It is an effective way to burn off emotional turmoil and nervous energy. Exercise releases endorphins, which give you a feeling of power and well-being." Another suggestion is to make new friends or reunite with old ones. However, it is important that you do not bring other toxic people into your life. Make sure these friends are people who really care about you and value who you are. This is made clear by Samantha Rodman, a clinical psychologist, who states, "I suggest that you reach out to friends and family and confide exactly how difficult and unhealthy the relationship has become. I am sure their reactions will not be as bad as you fear," she says, "and it is highly unlikely that anyone will blame you in any way for the dynamic. Instead, I think people will rally around you and support you." Now you need to focus on reinventing yourself. Some damages will not allow us to return entirely to our life before. Sometimes you have to start over in order to detox your soul of your friend's vampire tendencies. Remember, it can be scary to make changes, but the change is worth it for your health, your happiness, and your future. In conclusion, it is true that we don't recognize our friend as toxic until after the effects of manipulation and control have taken hold. But that doesn't mean we have to be a victim. We not only can, but absolutely should, stop being emotionally drained. We need to take back our identity and move forward with our lives. If there is a toxic person in your life, then it is time to tell your toxic friend goodbye. For references, I have Lindsay Lyon from US News, Sherry Carter from Psychology Today, Aaron Hutkin from San Diego Union Tribune, Ann Davis from the Huffington Post, Sherry Campbell from eHarmony, Samantha Rodman from the Huffington Post.